Obviously, Secretary Thompson, it's an honor to have him on our board of directors. And as he stated all along, when the infrastructure is in place, he will get a chip.
That could be 2050.
Let me finish. We now have over 60 hospitals that have agreed to implement the system, so that time is nearing.
Only 2 now, right?
And I spoke with Secretary Thompson yesterday, and we believe it's in the very near future that he will get a chip and then appear on your show to talk.
You have a chip implanted. Is it underneath your right arm?
It's in the right arm. You power up a scanner, and you simply scan the arm. And once you scan the arm, you'll see that the identification information.
And on the laptop here you have it hooked up to, it says some number, but that doesn't.
On the database about Scott Silverman, it'll have my driver's license information, it'll have medical information, it'll have financial information, and it'll have security information for ingress and egress into facilities.
The critics would say, and I listened to it, and I'm trying to figure it out, but they use the "they" word a lot. Is there a vast RFID conspiracy out there that is they would say this is a slippery slope. This is the first thing. This is where you lull us into a false sense of security. We all get these things. And then the next thing you know, I don't know, it's
making
like
Soylent Green.
Like the Trilateral Commission, or the whole world gets taken over, like in Terminator 3 or something. Is anything? I mean, do we need to worry?
There's no conspiracy, Joe.
You sure?
I'm sure.
I'm looking at you.
I
saw your eyebrow. It twitches when you say that a little bit.
And I'm looking back at you.
Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai shall bring upon it. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 12. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. Okay, it's the brother Haran coming back at you with a quick lesson, and Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and as we just read in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, which pretty much is going to be the major chapter that I go into today. You know, I believe today is the 15th, all right, August 15th. So pretty much halfway through the month of August already, all right, and we're seeing all the end time prophecies coming to pass, you know, day by day. Okay, day by day, we're starting to see a lot of these end time prophecies, pretty much the things that shapes up, you know, the road to the MOTB is starting to pick up. All right. Now, yesterday, so-called Tedros, okay, declared the MPOX, or in this case, the MP, as a public health, what is that thing called? A public health emergency of international concern. I think that's what they call it. All right, and that's because of this MP outbreak out there in Africa. Okay, and I was actually talking to my brother earlier today, and through the spirit, I was mentioning how, you know, these devils could go many different ways with this thing. All right, with this MP thing. Now, you know, earlier he was telling me that there's an outbreak of MP out in Sweden. Okay, so the first case out in Sweden, outside of Africa. And then earlier this evening, he sent me another article, an alert. Okay, that San Francisco has also detected, I think, 1 or 2 cases from sewage water. All right, so pretty much 1 month removed from this whole GAY parade out there in San Fran. Okay, you're starting to see these things coming to pass. Now, when we first heard about MP, which was, I believe, last year or the year before, they said that it was something that was being caused by the GAY community. Okay, the sodomite community. All right, so it's very interesting to see how they spin this. Okay, how they tie it all in. You know, because now they're saying water sewages, right? We've been hearing for months now that the water system is under attack, and we could face some type of cyber attack with the water infrastructure and so on and so forth from a different country, right? So we're going to pay attention and see how they spin this and what kind of direction, all right, they go in with this announcement or declaration of this MP being of international concern. Okay. And now this article I'm going to go into, okay, is going into, let me see if I can pull this up real quick here. All right. Out there in Canada, they're giving them warning and letting them know that they should prepare for a new virus that's far worse than CV. Okay. And we saw what happened over the pandemic. All right. 2020, 2021. All right. What was going on in Canada? Okay. With this whole Trudeau guy, right? You had all these, the tractors, and the Canadians are like, they were like, nah, we ain't with this, the lockdowns and all that. They're not with that. Okay. So it's going to be very interesting to see, but I've always said that the two major countries to pay attention to, all right, in terms of rolling out that MOTB system, okay, will be Australia and Canada. All right, you pay close attention to them, and of course the UK. Okay, but pay very, very close attention to these lands. All right, because those are directly owned by the so-called royal family. Okay, Canada, I think they own like 90% of Canada. All right, Australia, and of course the UK. Okay, known as Saxe Coburg Gotha. Okay, that's a whole different thing. You know, we're not going to get into all that. But I have an article here, and I want to go into it. But before I do so, there's one point I want to make as well, is that we could very well see, you know, a lot of these, a lot of different countries pop up with different, all of a sudden, different diseases. Okay, because remember, as prophecy states, that the Lord said, and many different prophets mentioned that during the end times, we're going to see pestilences. Okay, now the pestilences makes it plural, right? So CV, you know, could be considered a pestilence. All right. But then what's to come now? You know, remember months ago, we're talking about disease X and so on and so forth. So who knows, right? We could potentially see out of nowhere, maybe out in Africa produced the MP, right? It's going to start wiping out quite a lot of people as their depopulation agenda continues. So Africa will be depopulated through the MP virus. And then you look up here, maybe North America, starting with America. All right, the United States, they could start pushing the BF, right? The bird flu. All right, so then you're going to start seeing that also pick up, right? During flu season. Okay, so it's not just MP that you got to worry about, but then you got BF that you also got to worry about, right? And then maybe out in Latin America, they might hit you with Ebola. You know, oh, Ebola is spreading. Oh, shit. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. And then that's also going to pick up steam. Oh, it's spreading here. It's going here. It's going here. Oh, MP is also spreading. Oh, BF is also spreading. Oh, my goodness. What are we going to do? You know, and then maybe out in Europe somewhere, a different, you know, kind of thing pops up, you know. So we could very well see different diseases pop up out of nowhere just like that. Okay, where they're going to start giving you the strains and this is a strain variant B-5.26666, like, you know, shit like that. You know how these devils work with their clown ass behavior. We wouldn't be surprised if we were to see them start pushing some shit like that, right? You also got to remember, this is a so-called election year. And it's not just America. There's a lot of countries that are lined up to have...
Tap the chest, see what you get.
What the fuck? Shit. So like, yeah, I don't know what the hell that was. You know, a lot of countries are lined up to have their elections fall this year. All right. The many different countries, they're all pretty much, you know, going to have their elections just like America is going to have their elections in November. All right. So, you know, things are lining up. All right. There's a lot of things that are lining up, and it's going to be very interesting to see, you know, how things play out throughout the end of the year into next year. Okay. But I'm going to title this video Lockdown 2025. All right. And that's because of the direction in which things are going. All right. Within the next few months or so, we could definitely see things escalate. All right. And we're going to end up in the situation that we've been talking about for so long. Okay. Known as Jacob's Trouble. Okay. Now it says Trudeau warns Canadians to prepare for new V or virus for far worse than CV. The Canadian government has issued advice warning citizens to prepare for a hypothetical new virus that could lead to food and fuel disruptions. Okay? Why would people have to prepare for a hypothetical new virus? That is very, very, very strange. And everyone who's a Canadian should be alarmed and start questioning, yo, what the hell are you talking about? Okay? Remember, Klaus Schwab said it back in 2016 that they work with young global leaders like Justin Trudeau, all right, Vladimir Putin, right? All these different people that he mentioned, they're all working together. Okay? They're all working together to bring about a desired goal, ultimately, which is the MOTB system. Okay? That is the main goal. They don't care about all the other extra shit. They already have the power. All right? Now, the real power that they're looking for, the raw power, is power over people. Okay? Trying to be like the Most High on earth. That's the end goal. Okay? And in order for them to do that, all roads must lead to the MOTB. All right? So no matter what they do, no matter what they say, understand that that is their end goal. Microchip the whole entire population. All right? They've been trying for years. But now it's time. The Lord has opened the doors, and now we're about to start seeing things come out. Okay? It says the Center for Occupational Health and Safety rolled out a second edition of their flu and infectious disease outbreaks business outbreaks business continuity plan handbook. Are you kidding me? Infectious disease outbreak business. It says the guide provides information for employers on what to prepare for in the face of Let's read that again. The guide provides information for employers on what to prepare for in the face of another epidemic. Okay? So they've already put money behind this. They're saying that I forget what company it was, but they've already started making Vanessas for the MP. I mean, damn. So they might not even go with the approach of, okay, now you're infected by it, so we just gonna give you the Vanessa to cure the infection. No, now it's gonna be, in order to stop the spread, we will have to start giving this and that. Okay, get ready for mandatory flights being shut down. People are not gonna be flying around no more. Okay, businesses gonna be having to shut down. Right, they're gonna bring back the masks. Okay, and this time they're gonna have the military involved to enforce certain of these draconian laws. All right, in certain places, certain states, you're gonna have to deal with certain things on a harsher level than other states. Okay, and that's all done by design to push people into a corner. Okay, you might go to Florida and it might seem like it's free and everything is good compared to New York. So what's gonna happen naturally? People are gonna flee from New York and go to Florida, and that's going to tank the Floridian. If that's a word, right? The Florida's economy will take a huge hit. When you have an influx of people all of a sudden coming in during a time of crisis like that, that's gonna send shockwaves through the atmosphere, through the system. Okay, and that's all done by design. It's to speed up the collapse of this system with a reasonable excuse, so that people don't bug out too much. Okay, so continuing, it says. Let's see. Right. It says, right. It says, it states that based on trends from past endemic flu, there may be a higher average number of illness and deaths in age groups different than what we typically see during the annual flu seasons. The guide also warns employers must be ready for a scenario like a disease outbreak or a endemic which forces people to stay home. There you go, lockdown. Okay. It states if there is a endemic, how many people will be off work? It is possible to determine with certainty. Estimates vary because no one will know for sure how ill the new virus will make people, how fast it will spread, or how many people will not go to work until it happens. A future endemic will come in 2 or 3 waves, about 3 to 9 months separating each outbreak, it adds. Damn. So how do they know? All right. They just put hypothetical in front of it to make it seem like, oh, in a hypothetical situation. But then fuck around and find out that this same hypothetical situation actually plays out exactly how they set it up in a hypothetical way. Very interesting. Okay. It's almost like they planned this stuff. It's almost like it's an agenda that they're just planning out and doing. Okay. And explaining it so people don't bug out by calling it hypothetical. Okay, it says the hypothetical virus could also last in these cycles for as much as 2 years, the report warns. It adds that people should brace for disruptions like reduced labor. Okay, reduced labor means a lot of people go and get fired. Okay, supply chain issues, right? That means your access to food and your groceries and so on and so forth will be disrupted. Okay, and shifts in consumer demand. That's a new way of saying economic collapse. Okay, shifts in consumer demand. Like, okay, so we don't have this, so what we gonna do now? Okay, you can no longer go to the grocery store and spend $70, $100 for a whole bunch of stuff. Now you go to a grocery store and it's completely opposite. Okay, 30 items, you drop in over $100. All right. Did I say 30 items? 3 items. Drop the 0. All right. 3 items, so you drop it over $100. Okay. Anyway, continuing, it says, among these disruptions include telecommunications, banking, water, gasoline, medicine, and food. See? So these disruptions that, what's this guy, Klaus Schwab, talked about, that is going to make the CV look like a walk in the park. Oh, well, shit, looks like we're about to start seeing that. Okay, that so-called cyber attack, prepare for a major cyber attack, right? That day is coming. Okay, and they have everything planned out. Things that are going to be disrupted. So keep this in mind. Your telecommunications will be disrupted heavily because they don't want people communicating and explaining what's going on and giving some type of guidance. Okay, because in that state, all right, of confusion, people are gonna be looking for answers. Okay, so that's when the internet is going to be down, your phone service is not going to work, all these different things. So basically a hack. All right, the power grid is shut down. They could explain it by saying, oh, it's an EMP attack by a different company, a country that attacked us and hacked our financial, blah, 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 blah. Or they could just say, well, there was a solar flare and that cooked the circuits. And that's why we're having a blackout over here. And people are not going to sit back and question and say, wait a minute. So all this technology you guys have, you mean to tell me that you didn't set up, you built a system that could be fried by the sun? The sun has always been there. The sun was there before you. So why wouldn't you create a system that the sun is not going to have to blow up or cook or whatever, burn up? Remember, never let a good crisis go to waste. It says it comes after American Dr. Anthony Fauci recommended that people start wearing masks again due to a rise in CV cases. This guy. The number of infections is increasing as part of another summer surge, even though hospitalizations and deaths from the virus remain at historic lows. The 83-year-old told people with comorbidities and seniors, quote, you should be wearing a mask, end quote, in crowded places. So they're pushing that. So they start off with the elderly, all right, and then it's going to just trickle down to everybody else because, shit, we got the elderly everywhere. See? So if you're going to be around them or for whatever reason, you're going to have to comply with the new way of doing things, which is putting the mask on. Okay? It says he also revealed he had contracted CV about 2 weeks ago. So all of a sudden now the CV thing is back in the frame. All right, last week you had this guy, Noah Lyles. All right, apparently he caught it, and now we hearing that Fauci also caught it. Like, it's just like, all right, whatever. All right, so it continues. It says it was his third CV infection. Damn. And he has been vaccinated and boosted a total of 6 times. Very interesting. Okay, so if you've been Vanessa and boosted 6 times, and you this your third CV infection, like what are we talking about here? Like what are we doing? You see, they don't even try to hide it anymore because they know people are too stupid to put 2 and 2 together. What the hell is going on? You see, that's why they call you Goyim. There's a reason why lately folly has been like the mainstay. Here it is. You got a so-called presidential candidate, and her rally, she brings a so-called celebrity to come and dance, twerk all over the place. Okay, that what, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what are we doing? And that's why I believe through the Spirit that there might not be no election this year. Okay, because I've yet to hear any of the candidates actually address the shit that has happened over the past 4 years and how they're gonna rectify it. Okay, once you don't hear no promises of fixing what's been messed up, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not talking about like just saying it. I'm talking about like he's talking about plans or she's talking about none of them. All right, so it leads me to believe that they just doing this. It's more like theater, you know. It's just a stage, you know, just to get the people all ready and riled up before they do something. Once they get everybody's attention, you know, there's going to be a division because you got a so-called white man and a so-called black woman. Okay, and a lot of people are falling for that trap of, oh, you know, at least we're gonna have a first woman president. These are the same people who couldn't define what a woman is. All right, a few months ago, a year ago or so, with Contingency Brown, that so-called Supreme Court judge. You know, they asked her many times, oh, what is a woman? Can you define a woman? She's going around left and right, up and down. I can't understand what you mean. I'm just here to judge or rule over cases, and I don't really have a definition for it. Oh my goodness. Hey. But now, all of a sudden, you know, you got to vote for your first woman president. Same people, bro. It's just madness, right? That's why the scriptures tell you in the book of 2 Thessalonians that the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, is going to give them up. He's going to put a spirit of strong delusion, okay, on these people that they should believe a lie. Okay, strong delusion. When you go into that word delusion, all right, it simply means deranged. Okay, these people are deranged. That's why you can't reason with people who are deranged. They literally live in a mental asylum. Okay, they live in a mental asylum. All right, that's why somebody could work and pay bills and never get to live, but they keep on doing it. Insanity. Okay, thinking that they're gonna get a different result. You know, you've tried the same thing over and over again. You just keep shifting from job to job, but you're still doing the same shit. Nothing changes. Oh, America is doomed. Doomed. Finished. It's over with. All right, so continuing, it says, finishing off the article. Let's see. Where do we stop at? Right here. It says, the WHO officials warn that if the virus continues to spread, it could lead to new mutations and severe infections that evade Vanessa protection and therapeutics. Therapeutics simply means new Vanessas. Okay, new Vanessa is being administered, and it could lead to the MOTB. Okay, because you best believe they're going to bring back the passport thing, and that's what they're going to lead from the passport thing into the CHIP. Okay, that's how they're going to bring it out. All right, let's get a quick precept. Or let's just actually end it off with this right here. All right, it's a book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Start off at 14. It says, "Woe to them that dwell in the woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." Okay, and so that's what was being set up now over the past few months of bringing these so-called illegal immigrants into the country, all right, and giving them more than the people who are over here who need it. Okay, you got especially Jake. Jake is losing it over this so-called migrants coming in and getting all this money and loans and housing and just basically opportunities that Jake is not getting on this side. Okay, so now they're getting roused up, they getting heated, and that's going to lead to more of a division. Okay, especially with this election coming around. Shit, it's about to be something. Okay, it says what? It says, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So that's going into what? Civil war. Okay, race wars, but specifically civil war. Okay, it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay, so it's going to be all out chaos. Okay, all out chaos, and that's going to bring in the martial law and the MOTB. Okay, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So right after the commotions and people bugging the hell out, right? The next verse, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? Because there was going to be a lockdown. There's going to be some form of order out of that chaos. Okay, it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So that's when them troops that's coming into your houses. All right, they fixing the roads nowadays. All these troops going to be coming out here. Okay, the U.S. Air Force, all right, the Navy, they all going to be out here. All right, because this is the war is here. Okay, the American people will become the enemy of the state, and hence they will use their military henchmen to come against you people. Okay, that's just how it works. All right. It says, verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, so people going to be ransacking shit. All right, raping women, stealing, robbing. I mean, it's going to be crazy. Killing, murdering. Okay. All in the name of, I got to take care of myself and my family. That's how bad it's going to be. So continuing, it says, and that's all these things going to send shockwaves and fear among people, right? So that's going to want to lead them to seek that protection from the government. Okay, the government is going to start coming in with draconian measures to stop all this disorderly conduct, and people going to fall for it hook, line, and sinker. Okay, hook, line, and sinker. All right, verse 20. It says, behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them. All right, and to them is talking about the Israelites. All right, so ultimately all these kings are going to be judged. The whole entire world and their leaders, all right, will be brought up to council. All right, they're going to be brought up to, the Lord is going to bring their ass up onto the podium and then judge their ass. All right, parabolically speaking, of course. All right, and that podium is going to be the valley of Jehoshaphat, when all these nations and kings and so on and so forth find their ways over there, and that's going to be where the Lord is going to plead with them. Okay, he's going to plead with them. All right, but yeah, I just wanted to bring that out real quick. All right, there's a lot going on, but we just got to be steadfast, right? We got to keep paying attention to what's going on, all right, and tying it back into biblical prophecy, okay, because that's really what this is all about. All right, but yeah, get ready for lockdown 2025. All right, and just keep watching, and let's see what kind of narratives these devils are going to try to pull. But many different things to expect. The famine of the word is right around the corner. All right, so let's get in gear and let's see what the Lord has in store for us down the line of this year into next year. All right. Anyway, Lord willing, you were edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah Kodash, the water Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Shalom.